can't get people to understand the principle or the concept behind a certain thing that affected you. You can't get a person to understand that, especially if their morals are different. If you and another person have two different morals and y'all ethics are just not on the same page, you constantly explaining yourself to them and trying to get them to understand, it's just not gonna work. It's just like a serial killer. You're never gonna understand why that person is going around killing people for no reason, because y'all minds just don't like, y'all morals are just not the same. So instead of you trying to get them to understand, which is never gonna happen, because two people with two different morals, especially if they're not open-minded, it's just not gonna be the same. Like, you will never understand why people who choose to do certain things, if it doesn't align with you and your core beliefs, you are never going to understand. Y'all will never agree, even if y'all agree to disagree. So if a person does something to you that hurts you and they don't think that they're wrong for hurting you, you explaining what they did wrong is never going to click to them. It's never going to click, because y'all morals are just not the same. So instead of wasting your time, what I learned is to just tell them how you felt instead of trying to tell them the principle of your thought or the morals behind it. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Unique, and y'all already know. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. You don't gotta check the clock. You don't gotta look at the calendar, because you already know what time it is. So I need to talk to y'all. Today's video is really just, I mean, I'm pretty sure you read the title, but today's video is literally just gonna be me coming on here telling y'all why I went MIA for a month, why I went no contact with everything in my life for a month, why I didn't talk to my friends for a month, why I just dipped out like that. Like, I'm not gonna do too much talking. I just want to go ahead and jump right into this video. This is gonna be my most recent video, and then I'm gonna post videos that's like not in order, because y'all need to get them out. So first things first is, if you're new here, my name is Unique, and a year ago I did a video. It is called How I Plan to Reinvent Myself, and I ain't gonna lie y'all, I did that video, I was focused on it, but then I kind of lost track of the reinvention part, but I low-key was still growing and I didn't even know. So I did the reinvention series. I only did 2 episodes. I organized my entrepreneurial life, and then I did the initial video coming out with reinventing myself. So I did that video. If y'all want to go check it out, it'll be linked down below. I did that little video, whatever, cool. It was cute. I wanted to do a lot of things, and I had a lot of goals in that video particularly, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember the goals that are in there. Look at my baby. I don't remember the goals that was in that video. I cannot lie to y'all. But what I can say is, pretty sure I don't have the same goals. Let me start out by saying what it is that I did. So I did a dopamine detox. If you don't know what a dopamine detox is, it is literally, let me read it word from word so that I can give the actual example and not the unique example, because I could do a unique example real quick. It says it involves identifying behaviors that you turn to too frequently for a quick boost, mainly things like social media, gaming, watching TV, and then taking a break from it. So taking a break from things that I usually go to gain a quick boost. That could be anything, y'all. So I really took the time to let go of all things that gave me that boost. Not just one thing, not just 2 things, every single thing that gave me that boost. While I gave that up, I did find replacements for that boost, but I still gave up the initial boost, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and list all of my dopamine fixes. So before we get too deep into this video, I just want to tell y'all to go ahead and check out my newest business called BaddiesBossedUp. It is a business where we literally have self-love, mental diet, and we just grow our confidence and really boss our life up like a baddie. Because if you want to be a baddie, it's not just about your looks, baby. It's about your mindset. It's about how you carry yourself. Are you really a nice person? Are you nice? Like, how do you treat people? It's about all of that. It's really a community. I will be having so many things like journal prompts, a whole bunch of different ebooks, a whole bunch of different challenges, giveaways, so many things coming up in store for y'all. So go follow BaddiesBossedUp and sign up for our email list so y'all don't miss out on the freebies that I'm gonna be dropping real soon. So y'all don't miss out on the iPad giveaways. Yeah, I said it here. Yeah, I just spilled some tea. So go ahead and go follow BaddiesBossedUp. Go support if you really just want to boss your life up and do the mental work and really change and do the hard things so that you could be a better person. Number 1 is being on my phone. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my screen time was unbearable. My screen time was sick. It was toxic. My screen time was over 12 hours, and I found myself saying I don't have enough time to do certain things, and then I look at my screen time and I'll be like, damn girl, you really do got time if you put your phone down. Nothing is that important for you to be glued to your screen for 12 hours in a day. There's 24. You sleep for 8, so that means the whole entire time I'm awake, I'm on my phone. That is not good. It's actually, that's what I did. Like, I knew that it was not a good thing. So being on social media was just too much. I gave up talking to my boyfriend. It was so hard. that was the hardest thing. But we're gonna talk about that. I gave up talking to my boyfriend and editing, because y'all know I'm a graphic designer. I gave up anything about business. I gave up watching YouTube, because one thing I will do is watch YouTube to gain knowledge on something or learn about something or validate how I feel about something. Gave up watching YouTube. I gave up watching TV completely. So I did not watch TV. I did not watch no movies. I did not watch anything. I basically put myself in a mental prison. I did not see my boyfriend. The only way I had to see him was if he came to my house. And when he came to my house, we did not kiss. You could literally ask this man. He was like, really, like, no kisses, nothing. Simple little hug, boom, we chatted it up, he left. That literally was my life. So yeah, those are like my dopamine fixes, and let me tell y'all why I did it. First things first is, like I said, I really would tell myself I don't have time for something, but I really would have time. I just did not put my time into what mattered. I did not prioritize my time. I literally was being lazy, and I made myself have an easy way out rather than doing the things that I know that I needed to do, which was be on social media. It's so much easier to scroll and say, okay, I'm gonna do that tomorrow, rather than doing it then. You're avoiding so many things by just giving yourself that rest. You know, the most important things to me are already in front of me, and it's like, why aren't you cherishing them and living in the moment, living in the actual present? You don't even know that half of the things exist unless you look at social media. So when you look at social media, you know XYZ exists. You wouldn't know half of the things are happening if you didn't have your phone. So half of the stress that you're accumulating throughout the day is because of your phone. So that was what I wanted to do. I really wanted to get off my phone because that was just so extreme for me. Like, my phone, my screen time was just too much. Number two is I really wanted to identify who I am and things that I am distracting myself from my dopamine fixes. Because if I'm getting a dopamine fix from here and from this thing and that thing and that thing, I don't have time to truly focus on what is not giving me that quick instant gratification. I don't have time to focus on what I'm unhappy about, because all I have to do is go pick up my phone and look at something and it will make me happy. Watch a YouTube video and now I'm motivated. But then it's like, if you're not watching that YouTube video, what is causing you to feel low about certain situations? What is causing you to feel this way? Like, if I do feel that way, I boom, cut the TV on, watch a YouTube video, and now I feel better. And it's like, that's not good, because you're distracting yourself from what you really need to fix. So that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to figure out who Unique was. Like, who is Unique? What does she like to do? Like, I answered that question in my reinvention series, the first episode, but I didn't know the things that I know about myself now back then. So I really wanted to really find out, especially because I'm in my 20s. Like, I just turned 20, and it's like, I'm becoming a whole different person because I'm reinventing myself. So with the reinvention process and healing process and all these things, you're reinventing yourself. So you always have to figure out who you are. You always have to figure out what's next in your life, you know? Yeah, I just wanted to figure out who I was. And last but not least, I genuinely wanted to grow my relationship with God. Like, that was most important for me, and that's why I saved the best for last, because my relationship with him was not the best, and I do dibble and dabble. So sometimes I'll be so deep into my faith, and then other days I would just be like, you know what, you know, it's like really hard, like, and the faith goes out the window, you know? But on none of those days did I ever think that I was a non-believer. I always believed in God. It's just, you know, sometimes we try to take things into our own hands. We're all human, we all do it. So I wanted to get closer with him. So the first thing I even did before I even started the reinvention series was my fast. I tried to fast for 7 days, and keyword tried. The reason why I say try is because I did slip up sometimes. So I went 4 days straight, and then on my 5th day I was so hungry. My mom and my sister, she was cooking, and it smelled so good, and I wanted it, and it was so hard denying my flesh and denying myself and telling myself no in that moment when I haven't ate for literally 5 days. Like, well, on the 5th day is when I ate, but 4 days technically, you know, it was really hard. And every single day that I did my fast, I was in my Bible, y'all. Like, literally, it is highlighted. I have never read a full book in the Bible until I did this fast. I highlighted so many key points. I don't know if y'all could see, but like, it's highlighted in so many areas. Like, I gained so much knowledge. And the first book that I read was John, and it was a lot about fasting in here. And I kid y'all not, I was hungry, and I was praying to God. I was like, hey, could you please help me? Like, I'm so hungry. And my hunger did go away in that moment, and it's so crazy. Like, my mind was blown, bro. So yeah, I fasted, and I did slip up. I ate on my 5th day, and then I tried to finish throughout the 2 days. It was still hard because I didn't eat for those previous days. So I really was telling myself, well, you already messed up now, so you might as well keep going. And that is not the mindset to have. And I'm not perfect, so that's why I'm coming out with this video, because I want to tell y'all, like, if you slip up on things that you do, it is okay. Just keep going. So I was telling myself, you already messed up, so keep going. And nope. Some hours of those 2 days I did eat. I was only supposed to fast for 7 days. The first week of my whole entire month I ate. On my 5th day I ate, and then I knew I felt bad. So I would literally be like, okay, I'm not gonna eat no more for the rest of the day, and I will go a few more hours, and then I'll be so hungry I'll go in the fridge and eat like a grape or something, and then I'll feel bad again, and then I'll go for like the next day, and then the next day it would be like the 6th day, and then on the 6th day I would wait all morning, and I'm like, okay, if you sleep all day, the day will go by faster. You will be done with this faster. So I would read the Bible, and then I would try to sleep, and then I'll wake up and I'll be like shaking, like I feel like my body was eating itself. I'll be so hungry, and then I would go and I would eat a banana. So to sum it up, the 5th, 6th, and 7th day was extremely hard, y'all. But one thing I can say is those 4 days I was eating, even now, even still, he showed up in my life and he told me so many things. So I have so many visions, so many plans for my life. I can't even explain it right now. Like I will within these next few videos and the content I'm gonna come out with. But yeah, so that was how my fast went. So the second week, which is the second week of me being on my phone, it was extremely hard because I lost track of the days at this point. So it's very hard to not to detox from your man or your significant other when y'all don't have any issues at that very moment. So if you don't have any issues with your partner or your person or whoever you're talking to, it is extremely hard for you to just not talk to them. If you mad, of course it's easy for you not to talk to a person, but if y'all on good terms, that is, I just gave everything up to focus on my relationship with God and to focus on me. I gave everything up, y'all, everything. I gave up my businesses, making money, and that hit me hard, the business aspect, but we're gonna talk about that next. So yeah, I ended up going into the second week, I believe. I don't really know the time frame because like I said, I lost track of my days quite often. I got reminded here and there, but yeah. I believe on around the second week, Saria came to my house and we talked literally all day. And we were just doing like a little fun stuff. And the day went by, she left. I was deep cleaning every single day, y'all. Deep cleaning. Like my room would get deep cleaned. My office, my bathroom, my closet is so organized. The most organized it's ever been. This is the second week, my second week experience. I deep cleaned and I learned about my health. So I also learned about myself, but we're gonna talk about that later. I deep cleaned and I learned about myself. So Saria told me to watch a video of this girl who talks about your systems. I watched it when I got back, and she basically was saying how you're not the problem, your systems are the problem. So your systems are not working. It's not a bad system, it just doesn't work for you. Don't force yourself to try harder because you're just gonna burn out. Just change your system to make it easier. Like, how can you make this work for you? You want to wake up in the morning every day at 6 in the morning, but you have a hard time. How can you make this work for you instead of against you? Because if you're having a hard time and you're having to push yourself harder, it's working against you instead of for you. So when I watched the video, I was like, wow, like that's crazy. So my system, I had really bad procrastination, and I knew that my phone was one of the reasons, and I would have something on my to-do list and it wouldn't get done for a week plus, and I would blame it on not having time or being burnt out. But the truth of the matter is my system wasn't working. I would put it off and put it off because I wanted to be on my phone more. My system was literally giving myself rest because I thought it was self-care, and just telling myself, oh, okay, you can do it tomorrow because you'll have more time. That wasn't working for me because every single time the time came, I wasn't able to do what I thought I was going to do. So I changed my system, and I learned this about myself is I made excuses for myself in my procrastination by swearing I didn't have time when I really had time. My system was to just put it off. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll have more time if I start earlier in the day tomorrow to do what I need to do and still be on my phone. I learned that to get something done, I have to get off my phone. I have to put it down. I changed my system. I was literally changing my system as I was doing this journey and didn't even know. Like, I was going to sleep early, waking up earlier. Like, I was going to sleep earlier, waking up earlier. I was doing the things on my to-do list that I know that I needed to do outside of being on a device, like clean my room, give my dog a bath, take her to her grooming appointment. All these different things that I would keep putting off because I swore I didn't have time. But the truth of the matter is it wasn't working for me because my system wasn't working. So when I changed my system, all this stuff just started falling in place. All these things. So instead of trying to force yourself to try harder, just change your system. If you have a hard time doing something, take a step back and figure out what leads up into you doing it, and try to make those steps a little bit easier. Like, okay, instead of me trying to force myself to wake up more early, I will go to sleep early. I will get more sleep instead of trying to scroll on TikTok on my phone, be up all night and still try to wake up in the morning. That just, no. So I learned that about myself, and then I'm gonna read y'all a few other things that I've learned because I wrote it all down. I was writing so I could keep track of everything. And yeah, so we're gonna read that, and then we're gonna talk about my health and then my business, and then that's really it. And yeah, So here's what I learned about myself. I learned that you can't get people to understand the principle or the concept behind a certain thing that affected you. You can't get a person to understand that, especially if their morals are different. If you and another person have two different morals and y'all ethics are just not on the same page, you constantly explaining yourself to them and trying to get them to understand, it's just not gonna work. It's just like a serial killer. You're never gonna understand why that person is going around killing people for no reason, because y'all minds just don't like, y'all morals are just not the same. A Christian who believes in XYZ is not going to think that, hold on, hello, I have one more topic to talk about and I'm almost done here interrupting. It's gonna take longer, so I'm gonna call you back. A Christian who believes in XYZ is not gonna have the same morals and ethics as an unbeliever. Like, y'all morals and ethics are just not the same. Okay, that was falling. So instead of you trying to get them to understand, which is never gonna happen, because two people with two different morals, especially if they're not open-minded, it's just not gonna be the same. Like, you will never understand why people who choose to do certain things, if it doesn't align with you and your core beliefs, you are never going to understand. Y'all will never agree, even if y'all agree to disagree. So if a person does something to you that hurts you and they don't think that they're wrong for hurting you, you explaining what they did wrong is never going to click to them. It's never going to click because y'all morals are just not the same. So instead of wasting your time, what I learned is to just tell them how you felt instead of trying to tell them the principle of your thought or the morals behind it.
And don't mistake this for a person who just doesn't want to take accountability. That's just so different. I mean, the type of examples that I did explain, like as far as like the serial people, I can't say that word too much or I'm gonna get banned, but the serial people who do those sick things, you will never understand their mind. So them trying to explain to you why they do what they do, you will never get it. You're still gonna think they're sick because your morals don't line up with what they do. You think that that is wrong, and you will always think that that is wrong. And that is the same thing with principles trying to explain to people. Like, people just don't think certain things are wrong that you think is wrong. Everybody is different. Everybody's thought process is different.
So instead of getting people to understand your thoughts, try explaining the feeling. So even if you don't understand the thought, or just, you know, just try to be empathetic to, we all have different thought processes and morals. So trying to get someone who isn't you or in your brain to understand your thought process is almost impossible. Example of explaining the feeling: I felt XYZ, or I felt alone when XYZ happened. Like, literally, I just felt this way. Describe the feeling, not the thought or the principle or the morals, because some people just will never get it. Y'all don't align. The second thing I learned is to accept people where they are. No one is perfect. My freaking SD card stopped. Anywho, I'm just gonna read it from the beginning. The second thing I learned is to accept people as they are. No one is perfect, especially when the things that you want change aren't affecting anything and can be loved through. Don't try to change others. So when I say accept people as they are, I mean, like, everybody is on their own journey and they're all in different levels. Like, you can't expect your friend to be learning about healing and growing if they're learning about something else in their life. You can't expect your friend to want to learn about business if they're trying to learn about healing. You know, if y'all learn the two different things in life, you just accept them as they are, especially if it can be loved through and it's not affecting anything. Like, if your friend smokes, you're trying to stop them, if it's not affecting them and they just want to smoke, okay, cool, I'm gonna smoke, cool, love them through that. They might change and they might stop, you never know, but you just love them and accept them how they are, because like, you just love that person and they have value to your life.
Now, I am not saying that you cannot protect your morals or protect the things that you believe in around you. I am not saying that. I'm just throwing out examples that I hear all the time. All I'm saying is, if a thing is not affecting anything in a bad way, you can love a person through it. You don't have to change and mold people to your liking, because everybody is not going to be the same as you. Everybody is not going to like the same things that you like.
But you know, when it becomes a problem and they're spending their lives and they're asking you for money to buy it, and they only can eat if they have their appetite from smoking, then that's when that's a problem. And that's when you know, you try to help them out through that. But if what the person is doing isn't affecting anything, you can't mold everybody to your liking. Like, that's just impossible to a certain extent, because I believe in law of assumption. So we're gonna get into that later. But the third thing that I learned is practice the 3 A's and stop focusing on what a person is doing wrong. The 3 A's is awareness, acknowledgement, and appreciation. So I like to reference relationships with this because it happens more often in relationships. It happens all the time, but it's more noticeable in relationships. If you're in a relationship with a person, say for instance your boyfriend or your girlfriend is doing something, you brought up something to change, then the next day you bring up something else, but then the next day you bring up something else to change, and they might be focusing on the first thing that you want them to change, and you want them to change the third thing that you brought up more than you want anything else changed because it affects you more. So you're pointing out how they're not doing this and they're not doing this, but you're not even acknowledging how that person doing all these other things right. Like, they're doing all these things right. Like, they're changing all these things. So you didn't acknowledge their efforts. You have to be aware of their efforts and then acknowledge them. So be aware that the person is changing or fixing something so that they don't hurt you no more. Be aware of it and then acknowledge it. A simple, hey babe, I love that you did XYZ for me when I brought it up. I don't have to bring it up no more. Thank you. It makes me feel heard. Period. Acknowledge it. Validate their experience, situation over with, and then appreciate them. Let them know that they're appreciated, because what is it called? Positive reinforcement is a real thing, y'all. But yeah, the fourth thing that I learned is you don't always have to be right. There's growth and humility in being wrong. You can say your opinions without being defensive and making others feel like they're wrong. When you have a conversation with a person, you don't always gotta be right, okay? Like, yeah, you can be right in your own life, and then they could be right in their own life. You cannot tell someone that they're wrong about something if that's truly, wholeheartedly what they believe from their perspective of their experience of life. So if I believe something wholeheartedly, you cannot tell me that I'm not right about that, because that's what I believe. So whatever I feel like is right to me is right to me, and that goes for everybody. So you trying to debate with a person, it's only going to exhaust both of y'all out, because like I said, everybody's morals and principles are different. So literally, it's okay to be wrong. Even like, let's say everybody know the first letter of the alphabet is A, but you, instead of you trying to prove that person wrong, literally they can believe somewhere in their religion or their language that that's not the first letter, but because you speak English, that's the first letter to you. They're right, y'all both right, but they're wrong to you. You're wrong to the other person. So like I said, it's okay to be wrong. So just accept that you're wrong, and don't, you can voice your opinion without making the other person feel like they're wrong. You can be like, oh, okay, well, I thought the letter A was the first letter of the alphabet. That's crazy. That I learned something new, or I didn't know that. Oh, really? You believe that? That's cool. Tell me more. Instead of, did you go to school? Like, no, the first letter is A. Like, you need to go Google it. Google it. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? I'm right. How much you want to bet? You don't have to do that. You can voice your opinion without having to be right. And number 5 is to always keep promises. I learned to always keep promises because that's how you learn to trust yourself. People really don't understand and realize that they don't trust themselves, and that's scary, because like, you might not trust yourself, and then you go down this whole path of broken promises, even to yourself and to other people, and that's not right. So yeah, those are the things that I learned, and then we're gonna sum up the whole entire video. So my health was not the best. I did not know that. My digestive was really bad, yo. I was throwing up because I took a detox tea, which was the worst thing I ever took in my life. But I'm so happy that I took it, because I did not poop in a month. And it's because of some weight loss medicine that I took that I'm not taking ever again. Yeah, so I decided to focus on my health. The situation of all of this brought more perspective for me, just to focus on me and all those things. So to sum up, you know, why I went MIA and I went ghost and I went no contact with everyone, is just to grow me and learn me and be better and be a whole better person, because we're always growing, we're always evolving, whether you think so or not. You always go through something, even if it's not something bad. You can have positive experiences that change your outlook on certain things, or you know, we're always going through certain experiences in life that's going to change how we feel and how we operate all the time. So focus on you. I cried, I prayed, I cried a lot. I learned a lot about my self-esteem, which wasn't the best, and I thought that it was. I had no outlook on what was going on around me, so nothing triggered me. The things on social media, even if it's my little insecurities, didn't trigger me because I wasn't seeing it. So the 3D wasn't triggering me because I didn't see it. So I had more time to focus on my healing than to focus on what contradicts my healing or what goes against my healing, because now my mindset is shifting. Like, oh, okay, I think I'm really pretty, but then I see a comment on Instagram that's like, you're ugly, and my mind is all over the place, you know? So I didn't see anything. So I had no reason to fall back onto a different belief system about myself, business, all of those, because I didn't have to. I didn't see it. Comparison, we all, like, is the thief of joy. Like, I'm not even lying to y'all. And before I go, let me talk about business real quick. Gave up my business, gave up everything. My assistant posted for me. I had an assistant that posted for me, and she did her damn thing. And I had some people lie to get their money back, and that would be a story time on my second channel. But I gave up business, y'all, making money. Though the things that I do to get my bills paid, to get closer to God and get closer to within myself. So when I tell y'all, when you give up something, give it up. It's okay to fall back. Some days I did look at my phone. I'm not even gonna lie. I did look. But I only look to text my boyfriend or something. I did look, and I did mess up some days. But like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm human. And it's okay to mess up, but just keep going. keep going. That's my dopamine detox experience. I will make this video longer, but I got places to be. I have to go somewhere and I'm trying to like hurry up. If y'all want a part 2 of me really going in detail, let me know. I still have a few more videos to put out. Like I said, they're not gonna be in order. I'm just gonna be putting out the videos as they get edited and dropping. And yeah, so now let's get into the sponsor of this video.
Hey y'all, so today's video is going to be sponsored by Detox, and the perfume that I got today is Baccarat. And I know y'all don't want to spend $500 on Baccarat, so today I got some Amber Saffron, and it smells the exact same, if not even better. It's stronger and it lasts way longer than Baccarat. And like you guys can tell on the note that it is inspired by Baccarat, and I think it's the exact same, honestly. Like, you can't even tell the difference. You guys can see that I have the actual brand of Baccarat, then I have the Amber Saffron, and honestly I like the Amber Saffron better because it smells like way stronger and it lasts on me. And whenever I'm walking around, people always ask me like, what do you have on? And they always tell me that I smell good. So if you guys want some, go ahead and click the link down in the description and use my code to get a percentage off, because you don't have to spend literally $500 on some perfume when you could spend $40 on it. And Detox is a luxury perfume company, and the bottle that they have, it costs way less and you get way more for your buck. In the Baccarat bottle, you literally get less millimeters, and in the Detox bottle you get way more, and it smells so good, y'all. I can't even describe the smell, but if you know what Baccarat smells like, it's the exact same. You can't even tell the difference between the two, like I said. And the cap is like a magnetic cap, so you don't really use the cap like that. When you spray it on yourself, it lasts. I don't even know how many times I gotta say this, but it lasts. And I used to be obsessed with the other perfume that I mentioned in my video, the vanilla, but now I'm obsessed with this one because it smells exactly like Baccarat. And ever since I got the original bottle, I've been obsessive over it. And now I got the Detox version, and y'all can tell I wear this a lot. Like, I'm gonna spray it on myself because I ain't no one of them. So yeah, click the link down in my description to get y'all a bottle, okay? Okay.